What is up guys? My name is Shupriyo and I am a software developer. I make videos about software technologies, Linux, productivity and my programming journeys. So if you are into that, please do subscribe. So recently I'm seeing more people using Linux these days and majority of them are using normal GNOME based distro which is Ubuntu, which is okay. But there are far more better distros out there for absolutely free. One of them is Manjaro KDE, which is an Arch based distro, and I'm gonna talk about that in this video. So the main key reason of choosing Manjaro over any other distro, especially Ubuntu, is Manjaro provides a better speed and full customizations. So what can explain the speed benefits? Well, the number of services and daemons that are running by default. They each consume system resources such as a little memory and some kernel time. Compared to two fresh installed distros side by side, Ubuntu runs 90 daemons whereas Manjaro runs only 24 to 24 daemons. So obviously Manjaro hits the bell out of the box. In terms of system control and preference, Ubuntu comes fully loaded with a wealth of applications. But in Manjaro, you literally get to choose each and every app or service whether you want that or not. And with the level of customizations, you can give your system any look you want. And here a solid example. I gave a macOS Big Sur look to my Manjaro KDE. You can see it right here. So this is how it looks after theming it. Here's the official website of Manjaro Linux, and I must say the Manjaro community is one of the best and supporting community. You literally find any solution you want, and in case of any rare problem, you can post your problem in the community and the community will respond you back in no time. So this is the official forum, or you can say community, and after creating an account, you can literally post any query or get any solution from here, and this is a really good community. So Manjaro offers three types of desktop edition: Manjaro XFCE, Manjaro KDE Plasma, Manjaro GNOME. And I myself use Manjaro KDE Plasma, which is an amazing in terms of performance, reliability, accessibility and customizations. And each desktop comes with a minimal version and a full version. Depending on your system, you can choose your type. Okay, let's talk about which edition you should go for. So if you have a slow system and you want something lightweight and yet high configurability and reliable desktop, then XFCE is the one for you. I mean, it is known for being fast enough even on low end system. So if you want a full review on XFCE, Tyler made a detailed video on XFCE. Link is in the description. Now, if you are someone coming from GNOME and don't want to leave the feel of GNOME, then Manjaro GNOME has got you covered. I mean, the Manjaro GNOME edition comes with GNOME 3 desktop, again specifically based on GNOME, so you will get the Arch repository. Apart from them, everything will be same as the GNOME version comes with, right? So Tyler also made a detailed video on GNOME and you can find that in the description. But I won't suggest Manjaro GNOME edition as it does not provide the KDE Plasma features. And if you don't know what is KDE Plasma, let me know, I will make a detailed video on that. So why Manjaro KDE then? Again, performance, reliability, accessibility and customization, and being lightweight makes it stand out from others. So this edition comes with KDE Plasma 5.2, which is a very modern and flexible desktop. As you can see, I'm running a macOS Big Sur theme on my machine with Manjaro KDE, and you can see this is the system information. I'm running the Plasma version 5.21 and the framework version is 5.81. And apart from that, even if you are not into customization, right, then the performance and the accessibility makes it so darn good. So features, right? Manjaro KDE and XFCE comes with the drop-down terminal, which makes it so efficient to code on a laptop screen or any small screen, because when in development we want to utilize the screen as much as possible, right? So this is the default drop down terminal, and this is called Yakukake on Manjaro. Another important thing is audio input output control. I can literally choose which application can use which audio output media, and same with audio, I can choose which specific application to use any specific audio input source, which makes it so handy when several audio input output is connected. You can see if I go to the application section, I can literally choose whatever the application I want to manage. For example, if I open YouTube and play any video, right, I can literally choose which audio should go to which media output. So this is pretty handy. And the RAM management, Manjaro tries to use only the most necessary applications out of the box, which makes it so easy to manage the RAM memory. As you can see, I'm running 4.17G, that is GB, because I'm running OBS, Chrome and some other tasks behind the scenes. So this is why it is taking. You can see I'm running the Pulse Audio, which is the recording mic that I'm using, and also the database servers, that is Mongo, running in the background. So these are the things that I externally installed, but out of the box it takes around 560 MB something. Because Manjaro comes with an Arch repository, the application availability is huge. You literally get to choose any application you want, and if the application you are looking for is not there on the App Store, you can build the application from the Arch repo, which is amazing. No dependency issues, nothing, straightforward work, and I love it. So let's say I want to check my CPU ID. So if I go to terminal and search for CPU ID, the command not found, right? But I can install that from here. So if I search CPU ID, so CPU ID is a tool to check the CPU information, right? So, and I go to Arch, so AUR stands for Arch User Repository, and you see CPU ID, I can build this literally. If I build this application, you can see it is building right now. So okay, the transaction is done, that means it is installed successfully, you can see. And if I type CPU ID now, you see I get a huge list of details about my CPU, which is the L1, L2 cache, SVM, and other information that is related to the RAM and CPU and other OS related workarounds. So this is pretty handy. You can literally find any application you want. And so this was a quick video about why you should use Manjaro KDE Plasma. And apart from that, if you like the video, please do consider subscribing to my channel and like the video, so that the YouTube algorithm pushes it to more people, so that will benefit me. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video. And also I'll be making more videos related to this, and please let me know if you have any suggestions, so that will help me to make other videos. Thank you. Bye.
Look at my status.